My friend Chadwick Moore, he wrote a book called Tucker. It is available July 18th. If you want a lot of inside baseball you can't get anywhere else, I would recommend you go pick it up, or pre-order it, I should say. You have to go to tuckerthebook.com to do so. Okay, Chadwick, you were not only a guest on his final show, but you've seen the monologue that never aired, the one that was supposed to be for his next show. Do I have that right? What was that monologue about?
That's correct. This was a monologue he wrote the morning of April 24th to go to air that evening. Shortly after he sent the monologue to his producers, he got a phone call from Fox News President Suzanne Scott saying that they were pulling his show off the air. No explanation. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Left him to speculate for weeks about what happened. He didn't know. But I have seen that monologue, and I know what he was planning to talk about on air. He was planning to talk a lot about January 6th, about Ray Epps. The previous evening, Ray Epps was on CBS's 48 Hours. They gave him the star treatment. He's a hero to liberals for some reason, even though he's the only man caught on video encouraging violence that day on January 6th at the Capitol. Of course, he's never been arrested, never been charged with anything. He's been celebrated by people in power. But he planned to talk a lot about that. And on the Ray Epps' appearance on CBS, he was attacking Carlson's show. Also in the monologue, Carlson was going to talk about how people like AOC and others in government were trying to get his show taken off the air, ironically. Earlier, 2 days before that Saturday, AOC went on MSNBC and basically said Tucker Carlson and people like him should be not allowed to broadcast and should in fact be arrested. So that was kind of the gist of what he planned to talk about that day, and sent it off to his producers. Just shortly after that, he got the phone call.
That is stunning. Okay, well, Chadwick, I've never known. I mean, we've swapped a couple texts since then, but I've never known. I haven't asked. I didn't really want to speculate, and I don't want to speculate now. Why did it happen? But I will tell you, I find it to be the oddest thing in the world, because normally, if you have the #1 show, you can dance naked in Times Square and you'll still be just fine because you make the company so much money. So I don't want to speculate now, but you think you know what the reason was, right? What do you think?
So my sources who have intimate knowledge of the situation, multiple sources, have said to me that the reason they can say with great assurance that he was taken off the air is that it was a condition in the agreement with Dominion in their settlement with Fox News. Dominion has denied this. But what I've heard from these sources, who again, I have no reason to believe that they don't know what's going on or that they're lying, is that this agreement was reached just moments before they were set to go to trial. And Fox News desperately did not want to go to trial, even though Fox felt they would win if they went to trial. They didn't want to go because they didn't want Rupert Murdoch to testify. That's what everyone has said to me. So they reached this agreement just moments before that happened. And if that's true, that would mean that there's a tiny group of investors, or maybe just one person on the board of the private equity firm that owns Dominion, that just wanted him pulled off the air for whatever reason. And this is, of course, on the eve of a presidential election. So this is unprecedented. I talked to if it's true, it's unprecedented. I've talked to media lawyers who kind of deal with the big media companies all the time. They've been doing this for 40 years. They also believe this to be the case. And they said that it's totally unprecedented. They've never heard of anything like it.
Okay, so now let me just see if I can hash this out. So doesn't this set, and I'm not a freaking legal expert here, doesn't this set a precedent for if you don't like, if you're a major corporation, you don't like something some organization, some media outlet is saying, you can simply lay out the programming you would like to see removed from the network? Do the leftists in this country see the precedent that kind of thing sets?
Oh, yeah. Well, do they see any of the precedents that they themselves set? No, they don't. They're too busy, enjoying their power, enjoying the power that they receive from it until it gets turned on them. But it is a dangerous, frightening, terrifying precedent that this is the case. It's basically you've got just some guy or some group of guys that is deciding what millions of Americans are allowed to watch on television. Tucker Carlson was, of course, the strongest vector in this country for Trumpism. And there are a lot of people in this country, powerful people, who are have a vested interest in who gets the job of president. It's the most important job in the world. And there are people who will do anything to have control over who gets that job or who does not get that job. And, this is just speculating if this is the case. I can't really think of any other reason why someone would want Tucker Carlson off the air. He, of course, did not push on his show the theory that the Dominion voting system was rigged. In fact, he pushed back against it stronger than anyone else really at Fox. He had Sidney Powell on in kind of an epic clip where he really took her to task. He clearly on the air did not believe her and let it be known. So there were other voices at Fox who still have shows on the air. Again, Tucker's not fired from Fox. As we're talking right now, he's still an employee of Fox News. They simply canceled his show. So he's still getting a paycheck. He's still under contract. And there are other people who are still on the air at Fox who pushed the Dominion theory with a lot more gusto than Tucker Carlson did.
You like what you just saw? Subscribe to the YouTube channel. The First TV has a YouTube channel. It's outstanding. Go hit that subscribe button now.